gotta tell you guys, when other YuGiTubers started posting ABC deck profiles, I started sweating bullets. And I normally don't do this, but I even had to check some of them out to see if they had the sauce. Now, fortunately, I do think that there are some really good ABC deck profiles other than this one out there, but this one is going to not only show you the building blocks, the A's, the B's, the C's, it's also going to be able to show you how competitive this deck can truly be. It's a force to be reckoned with, and I think if you sleep on it, you might just be Buster dragging your opponent's life points down for another victory. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go ahead and hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. Also want to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos like this would not be possible. Also, a mad shout out to our newest Patreon. We have so many, so if I haven't called your name out, please be patient, I got you. Jay Duns, my man. I already talked to you on the Discord, but welcome to the top dogs. Without further ado, I present to you a competitive ABC deck profile for this format. And yes, this deck is pretty saucy. The ability to extra link is fun, but will also include those budget options. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so before I show you the exact contents of this profile, let's talk about the stats. I did think that ABC did lose a lot of power with Firewall Dragon being banned. I want to say that it can consistently top and win regional level events. Nonetheless, it's still a really powerful deck that has some sneaky good link combos and can even extra link. Yes, even without Firewall Dragon, this deck can extra link and be a force to be reckoned with. Let me start off by talking about the monsters so you guys can get better acclimated to what cards that we play and why we play them. Starting off with the monsters, we run 3 copies of 8 Assault Core. My boy is back from the Forbidden List, and with good cause. With Firewall Dragon being banned, there's no more ABC FTK, and while I don't think that this deck will be dominating any YCSs, this card back to 3 does solidify it as a regional contending event. When it is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Union monster from your graveyard to your hand. Now keep in mind, these cards do work off of Union monsters. Also, if you look at their color code, they can also equip themselves to other monsters on the field. When they do, that monster is unaffected by its color code. So if a Assault Core equips itself to a monster, that monster is unaffected by monster effects. Next is 3 copies of B-Buster Drake. Now, B-Buster Drake is the reinforcement of the army of the deck. When he's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Union monster from your deck to your hand. You can continuously loop him to have a constant supply of Union monsters in your hand. And as long as you're abusing the 3rd card in the deck, the most important monster if you ask me, then you will be fine at making those link combos. B-Buster Drake also, when it equips to a monster, allows your monster to be unaffected by spell cards, which is why it's color-coded green. The best Union monster, the best ABC monster in the deck, in my humble opinion, is Sea Crush Wyvern. Now, the ability to continuously be able to special summon Union monsters to your side of the field is very important. Sea Crush Wyvern allows you to do that. Also, when it equips itself to a monster, it makes that monster unaffected by traps. Not as powerful as being unaffected by spells or monsters, but still really good. I would like to point out a ruling for Sea Crush Wyvern and something that you can, I really don't want you guys to cheat with it, but it's a cheat. Sea Crush Wyvern's effect activates, and the way that you can stack the chain links is if Sea Crush Wyvern is Chain Link 1 and B-Buster Drake is Chain Link 2, and you already have a Union target in your hand, you can add that monster from your deck to your hand and special summon the same monster. Now, there's no way to check if you don't have a Union monster, like there's no way your opponent can verify, so it kind of sucks, but I really would give you guys this knowledge in good faith, knowing that you wouldn't cheat your opponent. Next is 1 copy of Heavy Mech Support Armor. This guy is amazing. He's really good at making those huge boards, helping you get a much advantage through this card. The ability to recur an ABC monster back to your side of the field to use it for a link play is critical for this deck. Now, we run quite a few extenders, and I'm going to start off by 2 copies of Photon Thrasher. It is a monster that can special summon itself to the side of the field that cannot be effect veilered. ABC is critical at getting at least 2 monsters to your side of the field to start off your combos. You're going to need a couple of extenders in your deck to be able to make those link plays to start getting your ABC monsters effect, and Photon Thrasher is a pretty good target. Next is my super secret spicy tech, ladies and gentlemen, Summoner Monk. I'm still on the fence about this card. You guys could drop it for more gadgets if you guys want to. I like it because it allows you to search that ABC counterpart from your deck to your side of the field, whereas Photon Thrasher and the gadgets require you to have that ABC monster in your hand, which is not always possible. And remember, I've told you that Sea Crush Wyvern is very important to the deck, so this guy can get out Sea Crush Wyvern or even B-Buster Drake, as well as fill in a link play. He's a dark monster, so if you guys do decide to run BLS, then, you know, I guess that's a thing as well. I wouldn't run it, but it's just food for thought. Next is one copy of Silver Gadget and one copy of Gold Gadget. Again, if you guys aren't feeling the Summoner Monk being able to summon the Union monster from your deck to your side of the field, run more copies of the gadgets and allow you to summon those machine monsters from your hand to your side of the field. I feel like Summoner Monk is really good, but the gadgets definitely have their place as well because they can get you more monsters. They are prone to Effect Veiler and Infinite Impermanence, but hey, they're still really good cards. Lastly is we play the one copy of Gem Knight Garnet. I've seen that a lot of builds are lacking on Gem Knight Garnet. We have Called by the Grave at 3, ladies and gentlemen. You should be running Brilliant Fusion. The ability to plow monsters to your side of the field is very important for this deck, and Seraph Knight just became a whole lot better with the new Link monsters that we have in our arsenal. Lastly, for hand traps, I run 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Now, of course, I'm always going to try to provide those budget options for you players. Effect Veiler does a really good job. I run 6 hand traps, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 3 Ash Blossoms. So if you guys just want to run Effect Veilers and Ghost Ogres, or Effect Veilers and DD Crows, or just something, whatever is budget alternative that can fit your budget, then go ahead and by all means run it. I do think that you still need 6 hand traps inside of almost every given deck to be able to compete in case you go second. Next, for these spells, we run 3 copies of Union Hanger. This bad puppy is probably one of the most important spell cards of the deck, and we run quite a few targets for Summoner Monk. There are times where you open double Union Hanger, which would be good right then and now, or you can set up with an insane combo by discarding that extra copy of Union Hanger. What this card does is when it's activated, you can add a Union monster from your deck to your hand, so heavy mech support armor is a target. Furthermore, when you normal summon or special summon a Union monster to your side of the field once per turn, you can equip a Union monster from your deck to your side of the field with a different name. This card is so powerful for getting off all your combos. It is the main card. We actually run 5 copies of it through 2 copies of Terraforming. Now, if Terraforming was at any higher level number, we would be running it because Union Hanger is that important. 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion. What I love about Brilliant Fusion so much in this deck is that you run quite a few light targets. All your A's, all your B's, and all your C's not only help you extend to your additional normal summon, but get you those light monsters in your graveyard for a heavy mech play, or if you just want, just getting you straight to that Buster Dragon as fast as possible. That's why I think the Brilliant Engine is like a for sure bet inside of this deck until we get Nightmare Goblin back. Once that card comes back and Hornet Drones comes back, then we'll go to Sky Strikers. But until then, I think the Brilliant Fusion is amazing. I'll show you some awesome combos with it. Next is 3 copies of Called by the Grave. We are pretty vulnerable to Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, to Effect Veiler, to Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbits. So I think 3 copies in this deck is really powerful for allowing you to pop off with your combos uninterrupted. Next is 2 copies of Pot of Desires. We're back to running Pot of Desires mainly because we can run 3 copies of Assault Core, getting away with banishing more than 1 copy and still being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's 2 free cards. A lot of times I just Pot of Desires into 2 cards to activate my Buster Dragon's effects. I don't care what I get, and that's what makes Pot of Desires really good in this deck. We run quite a few extenders inside of Monster Reborn and World Legacy Succession. That's just to really pop off with your combos. Sometimes you don't always optimally open the best of hands, but if you can start linking off, these cards will help you extend into whatever you need. And then lastly is 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army. Now, I do have another card that you guys could run is the Sky Strikers. You could run Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones. There are a couple of reasons why I decided not to run the Sky Striker engine. The biggest reason was I didn't want to cut anything from my extra deck to make room for Kagari. And secondly, if I did, Kagari would be only for that 1 Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones. I felt that I could use every card in my extra deck and not have to use Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones. And also, you know, the engages and the spell card, the Widow Anchor, is really nice, especially going second, but it just felt like it took up a lot of room. I'm not saying that the Sky Striker engine is bad. I just decided not to run it for those 2 reasons, and it actually actually allowed me to keep the deck a little more budget, as well as being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For the traps, we run 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Now again, guys, if you guys cannot afford Infinite Impermanence, that's fine. Just run any hand trap. I think that this is really good, or if you are going to run a hand trap, run Effect Veiler, because it stops so many things. It stops the Gumblar combo. It stops your opponent from Rongo boying you. It gets you in pretty good situations, so you need some type of effect negation for your opponent's turn. 2 copies of Torrential Tribute. This card is nutty in ABC. Using it to destroy all monsters on your side of the field, and then gaining all of your ABC monsters effects is just really good. It's a hard reset and a great card for going first. The last card is 1 copy of Skill Drain. If you activate this card, you more than likely will win because you have a 3000 attack monster that can still destroy cards on your opponent's side of the field as long as you use this effect to tag out, as well as all of your ABC monsters still gain their abilities. I think Skill Drain is amazing in this deck. That's it for the spells. Let me show you guys the extra deck. Extra deck wise, we get really simple. This would be a 60 card extra or a 16 card extra deck. So you're gonna have to make some adjustments if you want to run the Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones and the Sky Striker Ace Kagari. I run 3 copies of ABC Buster Dragon. Now you could cut this to 2, but there are so many times where I can drop 2 copies of these in 1 turn and still have the ability to put the other ABC counterparts into the graveyard. So I was very iffy on dropping this card to 2, but hey, I mean, hypothetically, if you summon 2 in 1 turn with the board that you're gonna make, you're probably gonna win right there anyways. 1 copy of Gem Knight Seraphonite, you kind of need it for the Brilliant Fusion play. 1 copy of Boral Sword Dragon. You guys can go ahead, drop this card for Boral Low Dragon if you can't afford Boral Sword Dragon and still be a-okay. I don't summon this guy actually as often as I would like. 1 copy of Saryuja Skull Dread. This is another card you guys could drop, but it is amazing. Sometimes you dead draw that Gem Knight Garnet and you have the ability to make this card to put the Garnet back inside of your deck. It also gives you another free special summon to your side of the field. This guy is mandatory, if you ask me, because there are so many combos centered around just making him and putting an ABC Dragon Buster on top of him, meaning that I can use my ABC Dragon Buster's effect, but you can't use any of your special summon monster effects. It puts your opponent in a really tough position. 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn, another card that seems pretty mandatory. If you guys can't afford it, it's okay. You don't necessarily have to make it, but extra linking will be a little bit harder. Maybe a link 3 monster that points down the Gaia monster, I guess, works, but it's not as powerful as this card because it also can get rid of threats. 1 copy of Summon Sorceress. This card is mandatory for all ABC decks, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, it is coming out in the special edition this Friday, so you'll have an easier time getting to this. This card is a godsend for the ABCs. 1 copy of Biko Bulker. For the people that thought that I wasn't going to run this card, it's still really powerful. Being able to put a Buster Dragon on your side of the field and then tribute it to put ABC counterparts on your Deco Talker, not only to give it 1000 attack, but to use it to stop your opponent's targeting effects. Man, that's strong right there. 1 copy of Underclock Taker. This guy is mandatory, if you ask me, for every ABC deck because of its ability to summon itself so easily to the side of the field, but more importantly, it has that arrow pointing down in case you either A, need to extra link your opponent, or B, need a quick ABC Dragon Buster through that combo. Reproticus is insane. It is an easy way to make Summon Sorceress, especially when you put your Seraphonite in your extra monster zone. Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Cerberus, and then a card that you guys might not even think I will play is Proxy Dragon. You actually needed the extra link. You need a monster pointing both ways, and it's a really powerful card for a lot of your combos. Now that I'm done with the main board and the extra deck, let me show you guys the combos that I'm talking about. You are going to love them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so this 3-card combo is like insane. If your opponent leaves this unchecked, you can extra link them the following turn, or if you decide to go super aggressive, you're gonna wind up with a Nightmare Unicorn pointing to a Nightmare Griffin, pointing to a Proxy Dragon, pointing to 2 ABC Dragon Busters just off of these 3 cards. It is insane how powerful this deck can be, and if you guys decide to go a little more relaxed, which I prefer this route, you can wind up with a Nightmare Griffin, a Proxy Dragon, an ABC Dragon Buster, a B-Buster Drake on the Proxy Dragon in case one of your cards would be destroyed, as well as your ABC Dragon Buster not being able to be targeted by monster effects. I think that that's a stronger board and requires less resources because at the end of that sequence, you can actually extra link your opponent depending on what you do. What you're going to do for this is first, I'm going to go ahead and activate Union Hanger using its ability to add heavy mech support armor. No, not an ABC monster. Heavy mech support armor from my deck to my hand. And then I'm going to follow up by using Brilliant Fusion. Now allow me to, I'm gonna move this down so you guys you won't be able to see my hand, but you'll be fine. Actually just kind of put them right there. Use Brilliant Fusion to send Gem-Knight Garnet and also your Sea Crush Wyvern to special summon Gem-Knight Seraphknight to your side of the field, and then normal summon your Heavy Mech Support Armor using your Gem-Knight summon. Now, this whole combo, every single time I did it, I don't know why I didn't use Union Hanger's Effect. You're going to use Union Hanger's Effect, which is going to allow you to get so many things. So special summon the Sea Crush Wyvern and then attach your B-Buster Drake to your Sea Crush Wyvern. Use your Gem-Knight Seraphknight and your Sea Crush Wyvern for a link summon into your Product sending B-Buster Dragon to the graveyard. Now that's going to trigger a couple of card effects. You're going to want to put B-Buster Drake as Chain Link 2 and Sea Crush Wyvern as Chain Link 1. Oh, I'm sorry, B-Buster Drake is Chain Link 1 and Sea Crush Wyvern is Chain Link 2, because there's not really currently cards that can stop the Sea Crush Wyvern, and Ash Blossom can be used for the B-Buster Drake. So Sea Crush Wyvern is going to special summon the B-Buster Drake, and B-Buster Drake is going to add Sea Crush Wyvern from your deck to your hand. Use Rapodicus' effect, turning B-Buster Drake into a dinosaur, and then those two monsters for a link summon into your Summon Sorceress, triggering your B-Buster Drake's effect again to add a Assault Core or any ABC monster from your deck to your hand. Actually, a Assault Core is the appropriate one. Summon Sorceress effect, targeting the Heavy Mech Support Armor to summon a Assault Core to your side of the field, and then these two monsters for a link summon into your Proxy Dragon. Now, a Assault Core's effect is going to activate. It's going to allow you to add Heavy Mech Support Armor back from your graveyard to your side of the field. And look, guys, we still haven't even normal summoned. We used our Gem-Knight Seraphknight normal summon, but we have not committed a normal summon ourselves. So go ahead and use this opportunity to normal summon your Heavy Mech Support Armor, using its ability to special summon a Sea Crush Wyvern back to your side of the field. And then from there on out, you can use the Summon Sorceress and the Sea Crush Wyvern for your summon of Nightmare Griffin. Now that's going to trigger your Sea Crush Wyvern's effect. And instead of adding this Sea Crush Wyvern, if you added the B-Buster Drake, you would special summon the B-Buster Drake right here, banishing your A, B, and C from the graveyard to summon your Buster Dragon up here, and then equipping your Heavy Mech Support Armor to your ABC Dragon Buster, or even you can just summon the A Assault Core instead of the B-Buster Drake. If you even wanted to, you can equip the B-Buster Drake to your ABC Buster Dragon as well, and that's going to make it unaffected by spells. Now this does quite a few things, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, your ABC Dragon Buster cannot be targeted by card effects because it's equipped with Heavy Mech Support Armor. Your Nightmare Griffin prevents all special summon monsters' effects from activating. Your Proxy Dragon, in case any of these monsters get destroyed, can destroy the B-Buster Drake. And your B-Buster Drake will gain you a search when it is sent from the field to the graveyard. If you guys want to rewind, I actually added a Sea Crush Wyvern instead of a B-Buster Drake. We're going to rewind. Using Sea Crush Wyvern's effect to special summon another Sea Crush Wyvern to our side of the field, we can then use these two monsters for a link summon into Underclock Taker, triggering Sea Crush Wyvern's effect again to spell summon a Assault Core, and then these two monsters for another link summon into our Nightmare Unicorn, triggering our A Assault Core to add our Heavy Mech Support Armor. And look, we have A, B, and C yet again, banishing both of those monsters for the second summon of your ABC Dragon Buster. Now that is pretty powerful because now you can basically OTK your opponent if they have nothing to stop, and I think that this is the reason why ABC is really powerful. Now, rewinding the board back to what I felt was the best board, having Proxy Dragon pointing to a B-Buster Drake, in case it needs to destroy the B-Buster Drake to protect any of your monsters, also having the Buster Dragon equipped to a Heavy Mech Support Armor. This combo is actually really important. If we rewind a little bit, we can summon the A Assault Core and equip it to the ABC Dragon Buster, and this is how we're going to extra link. If our opponent has no response to this, on their end phase, we're going to tribute the ABC Dragon Buster to special summon all ABC from our banish pile to our side of the field. That's also going to trigger a Assault Core to add Heavy Mech Support Armor from our graveyards to our hand. Now, hypothetically, this should be game, but if you guys want to go ahead and stunt on your opponent, I'm going to go ahead and use the B and the C for a link summon into... where is that Underclock Taker? Because I did not summon him through that first combo sequence, but through the second one I did. That's going to trigger B and C's effect to add A and C from my side of the field. C is going to go ahead and special summon another Sea Crush Wyvern to my side of the field. I'm also going to use A and B for a link summon to make the Nightmare Phoenix. I'm going to use a Assault Core's effect to add a monster from my graveyard to my hand. And then, I don't think I did it wrong. I'm not going to use C to special summon. I'm going to go ahead and normal summon the Heavy Mech Support Armor to special summon C to my side of the field, using both of these monsters for a link summon into Nightmare Cerberus, and then triggering the effect of my Sea Crush Wyvern to special summon B-Buster Drake again, and then following up with Nightmare Cerberus and B-Buster Drake into Nightmare Unicorn, completing the extra link, allowing me to search another ABC counterpart. But even more importantly, I can still banish ABC almost twice, actually twice, depending on how I did it, to summon another ABC Buster Dragon to my side of the field. Now, granted, I wouldn't be able to summon two because I'm locked myself. I can only summon one outside the Nightmare Griffin, but that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that combo was insane. Granted, there are some little mini combos, so let me show you guys before we wrap it all up. Alright, another card combo, 3-card combo can be extended with a 4th card. You can make almost the exact same board with Summon Sorceress, the Proxy Dragon, all that stuff, just without the Heavy Mech Support Armor, but then you still have the potential to extra link your opponent. This 3-card combo is Union Hanger. Any of your extenders, I'm going to go ahead and use Silver Gadget and then a Union Monster in your hand. I'm just going to go ahead and use a Assault Core. Go ahead and activate that Union Hanger, searching B-Buster Drake or Sea Crush Wyvern from your deck to your hand, and then normal summon your Silver Gadget using, or your gadget monster, your extender, your full-time thrasher, whatever it is, special summoning that B-Buster Drake from your hand to your side of the field. Now that's going to trigger your Union Hanger equipping the Sea Crush Wyvern, and then you can use these two monsters for a link summon into Underclock Taker. That's going to trigger both the B-Buster Dragon and the Sea Crush Wyvern's effect. Coincidentally, a Assault Core doesn't even have to be an Assault Core. It could be anything. It could be the Heavy Mech Support Armor. That's going to go ahead and add the A Assault Core, Sea Crush Wyvern, depending on your combo sequence. We're just going to go ahead and say Sea Crush Wyvern, and then special summon the A Assault Core from our hand to our side of the field. Then we're going to use the Underclock Taker and the A Assault Core for our last link summon into our Decode Talker, banishing all 3 of these cards for our ABC Buster Dragon. Now again, I'm going to rewind just a little bit and show you guys the combo all over, and then give you another card sequence that if you have any other extender like Monster Reborn, whatever, it will change the outcome. Union Hanger into, this was my initial hand if I remember correctly, Union Hanger into your B-Buster Drake, normal summon your Gadget to B-Buster Drake to your side of the field, equipping Sea Crush Wyvern, using both of these monsters, and instead of a link summon into Underclock Taker, we're going to use Reprodicus, B-Buster Drake, and Sea Crush Wyvern, both activating their effects. I'm going to grab Sea Crush Wyvern again and special summon it to my side of the field. Reprodicus is going to turn the Sea Crush Wyvern into a dinosaur, using both of those monsters to a Summon Sorceress, triggering its effect to special summon the A Assault Core. Summon Sorceress to the A Assault Core is going to summon B-Buster Drake to my side of the field, and then I'm going to use both of these monsters for a link summon into my Proxy Dragon, ladies and gentlemen. This card's actually a lot better than you guys think. I'm going to use the effect of B-Buster Drake to go ahead and add 1 Union monster from my deck to my hand. In this situation, I would go ahead and add another A Assault Core, because I think that's all I would need for the extra extension. So if we do have like Monster Reborn, or if we had Sky Striker Mecha Hornet drones, or whatever, it really doesn't matter. Any other extender, let's just say World Legacy Succession, I would activate it right now, special summon the Sea Crush Wyvern, use these 2 monsters for a link summon into my Nightmare Griffin, triggering the Sea Crush Wyvern's effect again, special summoning A Assault Core, these 2 monsters into a link summon into Nightmare Unicorn, and look what we have here. I can banish the A, the B, and the C twice, ladies and gentlemen, just showing you how powerful this deck could be. To special summon 2 copies of ABC Dragon Buster, as well as a Nightmare Griffin to my side of the field. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This deck is packed with action. It's packed with so much consistency, so much power. It's really fun to play. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a like, and if you didn't, let us know down below in the comment section what we could do to be better. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am.